This isn't supposed to be a prison. It's supposed to be a hospital.
It is a hospital, Barbara. Look, I know you're going through a great deal, but you have to understand, everybody is doing the best they can.
Then why can't I have a say in my treatment?
You can. You do. What do you want?
I want another doctor. You, anyone, just somebody to listen to me and understand me.
That's a little harsh. Roger Coleridge...
I don't want Dr. Coleridge ever to touch me again.
You want a second opinion?
No, I don't want a second opinion. I want another doctor. Didn't you hear how Dr. Coleridge was yelling at me? He told me to be quiet. Oh, never mind the myelogram, dear. Or just forget about the fact you're paralyzed for life.
That is not exactly what Roger said. Barbara, he is as concerned with your condition as I am.
Concerned? Oh, what does he care? He can walk. It's not his problem.
I think it'd be a good idea for the three of us to have a meeting.
No, Seneca, I do not want him in my room.
Sorry I couldn't get here sooner.
Oh, no problem.
How's your day going?
Fine, I'm just finishing up.
Good for you. Mine's the pits.
How so?
Did you ever do something so right you think the whole world's gonna fall all over themselves thanking you for it, and then bingo, the whole thing turns to dust?
Yeah, now that you mention it, yes.
Well, that's my day in a nutshell. I thought for sure this Barbara Wilde story was going to get me a promotion. But Miss Woodard had other ideas. She not only axes any new job, she wouldn't let me come here this afternoon to follow up on my story. Never mind. I finally got here.
And it's a pleasure to see you.
First things first, how is Barbara?
Sorry to interrupt, but,
It's okay.
I don't think I can handle this one.
What's up?
There's a terribly handsome, very determined man outside who says he has to have 20 minutes of your time this afternoon.
I don't have 20 minutes.
Well, I told him that, but he said he was prepared to wait until you do.
Well, take his name and number, and we'll set up an appointment.
Very Benedict White, Miss Coleridge. Once more, I'm intruding. Once more, I apologize. But it's necessary that I see you now.
Necessary to whom?
This June on SoapNet, the drama is hot.
I like that. It's kind of cool.
Stefano returns to Salem.
Teach him a lesson he'll never forget.
Will the Demira clan finally get revenge against the Bradys?
We're gonna kick some Demira butt. Damn right we are.
Watch Days of Our Lives all June long on SoapNet.
Remember our deal. Either you seduce Lulu someplace where I can watch, or you don't get to sleep with me.
You want to watch us?
I want to know what's more important to you, your brother or your family.
You come anywhere near my family again, I will rip your heart out.
It's true. Jake Spencer is my son.
There is no baby. Jake is gone.
You said you witnessed a crime. I want to know what it was.
Watch General Hospital tonight at 10 on SoapNet.
Starbucks iced coffee. A premium Italian roast coffee drink with a hint of non-fat milk and sugar.
Cut, please.
Wow, that's great coffee. Can I get another take?
Triple Blade Big Soleil. Now with replacement blades and an extra wide soothing moisture strip with aloe and shea butter. For smooth, beautiful skin, Big Soleil with replacement blades. Feel the soleil.
Stay tuned for an exciting money-making opportunity from SMC. Would you like to make more money, set your own hours, and spend more time with your family? Well, now you can with SMC.
It's amazing, I mean, to go to the mailbox and you get $10,000, $50,000 checks.
I was buried in debt, and I was sitting around one day and I saw an SMC commercial. I felt confident that this would work. My best year gross, I did about $350,000. I was making more money than I ever made in my life.
SMC supports its members with a huge warehouse stocked with thousands of products that you can sell for profits of up to 300% and more. Call right now to request your free information packet. And remember to ask your operator how you can jumpstart your business with $100 worth of free SMC merchandise.
Just pick up the phone and call this toll-free number now. Remember, you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Call 1-800-605-0576.
We're at Westminster Market to see how our best spray and wash formula works on tough stains.
You gotta have some stains if you're gonna work in a kitchen.
You hear about that volcano, Ketchup Katoa? It's like, whoa, hell! New spray and wash now has Resolve Power, so it removes tough stains the first time, guaranteed. And take a look.
That's amazing. The stain's gone. I can't believe you got it out.
It's an amazing product. Trust spray and wash, forget stains.
I'm preparing a brief for a client that I have an appointment to see in 45 minutes. Perhaps you'll explain to me why it is necessary to interrupt my work for her in order to accommodate you.
I've begun very badly, haven't I? Not only now, but last night at Mr. Smith's as well.
Badly? I don't know. You certainly created the impression that your own wishes and convenience are of paramount importance.
If I've offended either you or Mr. Smith, I do apologize.
Oh, it's not a question of apology. Georgia, this is Mr. Aristotle Benedict White, my assistant, Mrs. Rothschild.
Yes.
How do you do?
Perhaps you could take Mr. White into the outer office and consult your book, make an appointment for him to see me tomorrow after 10.
If you'll just step
If I don't go with Georgia, I'm obviously placing my wishes and my convenience in opposition to yours. If I do go with Georgia, I leave you angry, and I think with no real sense of why I'm behaving this way. 5 minutes, Miss Coleridge, please.
Give us 5 minutes. And then could you bring me that complete file on the temporary restraining order?
Right.
Thank you.
I'm not angry. I'm only annoyed. And I would be interested to know why you flew to New York City to see Spencer Smith when I specifically told you that he would prefer us conducting our first meeting in Luxor.
There was a misunderstanding.
Nonsense. We understood one another perfectly.
I didn't understand. That Mr. Smith's health is failing, that he was feeling vulnerable and in need of someone strong and gracious to structure the situation for him.
Mr. Smith is a man of great strength and determination who instructed his attorney to conduct an investigation on his behalf. He structured that. I did not. And I will take all the information that I can gather, and he will make a decision. He will make the decision.
And what does that decision involve, Miss Coleridge? Spencer Smith has the mortuary shrine of Marit Karat, doesn't he? Or at the very least, he knows where it is.
Well, I can't confirm that or deny it.
He must have it. Why else would he have responded to my letter? Why else would you have so carefully examined my background? I assume you've been as thorough in New York as you've been elsewhere. Both Haroun and Cyril were extremely impressed. For the sake of this discussion, I will assume, and I suspect you will not deny, that Mr. Smith is in possession of the shrine or has knowledge of its whereabouts. His decision then would be whether or not to share that knowledge with me. You've established to your satisfaction that I'm the acknowledged authority on Marit Karat. The question is, am I personally, morally, ethically responsible? To put it in terms with which I think Mr. Smith would be comfortable, am I worthy?
You've thought that through very nicely.
Deduction and intuition are what archaeology is all about. And my intuition tells me that while Mr. Smith may indeed make the final decision about me himself, he will first ask for your recommendation.
Yes, that's true, he will.
And at the moment, that recommendation would be negative.
Less negative than it would have been 10 minutes ago.
Good.
But you see, I still don't know enough about Aristotle Benedict White.
You're right. You don't. And that's why I'm here this afternoon. My progress in archaeology, the details of my career are common knowledge. But there seems to be considerable speculation about me, gossip and rumor, some outright lies. I rather enjoy all that, to tell you the truth. But don't let it influence you.
Oh, I like to absorb everything before I reject anything.
My point is, you've only just begun.
What?
To absorb. To discover what you need to know to fulfill your responsibility to Spencer Smith.
What I need to know about you.
And Marit Carrel. Give me the rest of the afternoon, please.
I told you that I cannot break my appointment.
Then let me take you to dinner.
Why don't you let me take you to dinner, Mr. Benedict White?
Ari.
Would someplace simple and quiet in the neighborhood be satisfactory?
Perfectly.
6 o'clock?
Thank you. I'll begin by telling you a love story.
How long? Months? Years? They don't tell me.
A great deal depends on you.
Oh, please, Seneca, I've played enough hospital scenes. If everything depends on me, why did Dr. Coleridge order a myelogram against my will?
Barbara, you've been an actress for a while. You know a great deal about words, about fictitious medical situations. Dr. Roger Coleridge is a real-life doctor. Do you understand that? Every day he handles situations like yours.
You're asking for blind faith.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, Seneca, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you. It's just that this situation is so frustrating, so frightening to me.
I want you to tell me exactly why.
You're not listening to me any more than Roger Coleridge is.
No, I am listening, Barbara. I'm listening very carefully.
You act like I've never been in the hospital before. I've never had an injury or a serious illness. Well, I have. Several times, and each time, no matter how serious or the potential danger of it, I knew that I would get well. Not this time. My legs are not going to heal.
You don't know that.
I know I'm alone, in a hospital room, crippled, due to the incompetence of a doctor.
Roger Coleridge is not an incompetent doctor. And you are certainly not alone. Look at these flowers. Even Pamela sent you roses.
Thorns.
You got a plant from the new writers, cards all over the place. Do you know the switchboard had to bring on another girl just to answer your calls?
I'm really more valuable now.
You're valuable, you're popular. You just think about the millions of people out there who are hoping and praying for your speedy recovery.
I hope they get their wish. Scheduled taping is so tight. I mean, they can just do without me for so long, and what's the use?
Now, don't you do that. Don't you give up like that.
Why pretend? I can never walk again. Dr. Coleridge has seen to that.
Roger, please, 1 minute alone with Barbara.
Not a good idea.
One question. I won't go all the way in. I'll stand in the doorway.
She's not up to it yet.
Needs rest more than publicity.
You've got it.
Just as well, I'll hang up my notebook. I'm starved.
I'm thirsty.
Why don't we put the two together and call it dinner?
Didn't that suggestion come up yesterday?
Sure did. Now, I would offer to pay, but I can't afford it.
Well, I was the one that suggested, and I can.
Oh, hello again.
Well, it's our unofficial part-time nurse and journalist.
You read my story?
Barbara enjoyed the publicity. Your writing deserves encouragement. Your journalistic investigation, well...
Pretty tricky, huh?
Yeah, well, that's one way to describe it.
I'll be better, I promise.
Seneca, I'd like to check in on her.
Not now, Roger. She's just about to go to sleep.
I'll stop in after dinner.
In Pine Valley, all fortunes are intertwined.
The fool.
And he tried to murder his wife?
The skeptic. Who the hell are you? The maverick.
I'm immortal.
The queen. I am your mother.
When their fates collide, it's heaven or hell. All My Children, tonight at 8 on SoapNet. This June on SoapNet.
I want to hate her. so I can forget about her.
The drama is hot.
Oh, my God.
Jessica and Antonio can no longer be together.
You'll always be a part of my life.
Is their relationship really over?
She's the only thing on my mind.
Watch One Life to Live all June long on SoapNet.
Daydream, I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day. Daydream.
Introducing Fit Matters, a new service to help you find the right bra for the right fit, whatever your shape and style. Exclusively at Macy's.
Introducing Hot Pockets brand calzones. Oven-baked calzone taste from your microwave. Delicious meats, cheeses, and sauces stuffed inside an Italian-style herb crust. New hearty calzones from
Hot Pockets. Ergonomically designed to hug the curves of your body. Kotex pads with wings fit like no other pad. Test drive it for yourself. For your free sample, visit KotexWings.com. Kotex fits, period.
Stay tuned for an exciting money-making opportunity from SMC. Would you like to make more money, set your own hours, and spend more time with your family? Well, now you can with SMC.
It's amazing, I mean, to go to the mailbox and you get $10,000, $50,000 checks.
I was buried in debt, and I was sitting around one day and I saw an SMC commercial. I felt confident that this would work. My best year gross, I did about $350,000. I was making more money than I ever made in my life.
SMC supports its members with a huge warehouse stocked with thousands of products that you can sell for profits of up to 300% and more. Call right now to request your free information packet. And remember to ask your operator how you can jumpstart your business with $100 worth of free SMC merchandise.
Just pick up the phone and call this toll-free number now. Remember, you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain.
For some mothers,
Hi, honey.
meddling is a habit.
You look like you're asking for it. I am asking for it.
For Daphne,
Just don't do that very loud, nervous laugh.
it's an art.
You're fixating on her to avoid this very big birthday you have coming up.
But this spring,
Adult friend finder.
she's discovering
Oh, baby.
the joy of letting go.
Hello?
Because I Said So. Now playing on DirecTV pay-per-view.
More bread for the lady?
Thank you.
Another bottle of wine? Not just yet. We still have some left. Finish? Yes. Thank you.
A jug of wine.
And a loaf of bread.
And another jug of wine.
And another loaf of bread.
Makes 2 jugs of wine and 2 loaves of bread.
My sentiments exactly. To your health.
You're welcome. This wine is making me very giddy, and you're just beginning to talk a little bit more.
Well, that's one of my most endearing traits. Under the influence of the grape, I wax eloquent, poetic, and affectionate.
I'll drink to that.
You know, you have really brightened up everybody's lives since you arrived.
Oh, I wish that were true for Miss Woodard and Seneca and Delia.
Well, now, Miss Ryan, I am paying you a compliment, and I wish you just let it sink in. You have a gift for life brightening.
I suppose that's true. I should like to do more of that with a little help from my friends.
Nothing wrong with that.
Like there's nothing wrong with Barbara Wilde. Or is there?
Tune in next week for the ongoing adventures of Barbara Wilde in self-involvement. I shouldn't have said it.
Ongoing. How long will she be hospitalized?
It was just a turn of a phrase. Barbara's fine. She's a star.
Stars can be difficult.
Ill-tempered and ungrateful, but not my patient. She is a pro.
But she is worse off than we think she is. And you know what's wrong.
Barbara Wilde is in the best hospital in New York City. She has around-the-clock care by the best, most talented, affectionate doctors in New York, including a damned fine surgeon. How good am I? Go ahead, ask.
How good are you?
Someday there's going to be a brain transplant, and the person that does it will be... Now, those other minor procedures, I knock them off perfectly. 1, 2, 3, I always have.
Minor procedures like setting a fractured ankle.
Can you keep a secret?
Sure.
Promise?
I'll cross my heart.
You won't breathe a word?
To whom?
Oh, over 1 million readers in the New York area. If you write up a secret or two, you won't be stuck behind that copying machine.
I cannot tell a lie, it's true. But now, what's so terrible that can't be told?
I, for one, don't think it's anybody's business if Barbara Wilde is carrying on an affair with 4 young interns simultaneously.
Is that it, really? Not even one? Oh, then what is it? Now, come on, Roger. Your patient is a national institution like Yankee Stadium or fast food. There are housewives and college students all over this country who are seriously involved with this woman. Now, it is my duty as a representative of the free press to keep that public informed.
And they will be whenever Barbara says whatever she has to say.
I'm still hungry. Would you like another bottle of wine?
To loosen my tongue?
Of course.
Andre?
Ready to order?
We have another bottle of wine, please.
This is a lot more harder than I thought.
Drinking wine?
No, getting the real story.
Well, don't give up. I enjoy your trying to get me drunk. In fact, the real story is, I love it.
Ryan's Hope is next, then Dangerous Desires at night on Days. Later, Little Lies Lead to Big Trouble on AMC, only on SoapNet.
We lost a patient this morning.
Why did he have to die? Why?
I am entitled to some answers here and now.
Not after what you did. My God, how do you expect me to react?
If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
I said that I wouldn't be back, and I meant it.
Let's call a truce.
I can't do this anymore. It's finished.
Till death do us part.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. But if you think you know what to expect, take a closer look.
Why are you trying to ruin my life? You can't handle this.
I'll never make the mistake of believing you again. It's all part of the game. Now let's see if you're good enough to play.
Days of Our Lives, tonight at 7 on SoapNet.
Kosher hot dogs only use the finest cuts of kosher beef. Not so with the other guys. That's why Hebrew National 100% kosher beef hot dogs have no artificial flavors or colors, fillers, or byproducts. They just might be the most delicious hot dogs on earth. No ifs, ands, or buts. Hebrew National 100% kosher beef hot dogs.
We answer to a higher authority.
Deal or No Deal is now an online game at King.com. Can you keep the $1 million case in play? At King.com, you can try your skill in the online game that puts you in the center of the action. The banker has an offer. What will you choose? Deal or no deal? Choose wisely, because at King.com, you can play against real people for real cash. The banker is calling you now at King.com. Play for cash is not available in all states. See King.com for details.
Good evening. Am I late?
You're exactly on time. I've taken the liberty of ordering a bottle of white wine.
Oh, good for you. My brother's always trying to convince me that beer is the only acceptable drink with Chinese food, but I don't agree with him.
I dislike very much being told what's acceptable.
Yeah, so do I.
I imagine you do. Dispenser Smith?
Marie Cara? You promised me a love story.
Yes. But to understand why the shrine is so important to me, why Mr. Smith's response to my letter brought me immediately halfway around the world, and why I have behaved as I have since my arrival, you must first understand that I am in love with the woman who ruled the Middle Kingdom of ancient Egypt over 3,000 years ago.
You're saying that you're in love with Marie Cara?
I don't know how else to describe it, though I've never before to anyone expressed it in just those terms.
You've made a commitment to her.
Precisely. I know more than anyone else about Marie Cara and her reign. I searched North Africa, the Aegean Islands, and Italy for any fragment of her story, any piece of physical evidence which, placed in my hand, would provide me with a connection with her. She haunts me. I think about her. I carry her presence with me as if we were lovers, separated by days or hours instead of millennia. I realize that what I'm describing to you is an obsession, but I believe that most of the important work of the world is done by obsessive people.
Yes, I agree. When did you first find Marie Curie?
My father was an amateur archaeologist and an army officer. I grew up on a succession of British army bases in North Africa. When I was 9 years old, my father took my mother and me to Khartoum for the weekend. While we were there, he met with several of his archaeological friends. One thing led to another. He was taken to an Arab dealer, and he came away with a golden bracelet stamped with the cartouche of Marie Curie. He gave it to my mother, who willed it to me. And it's now in my private collection in Luxor.
And it's the bracelet of Marie Curie?
It is hers, or a gift from her. But the workmanship is so fine. And the piece itself has such extraordinary character that I feel sure that it was somehow of great importance to her.
Oh, I wish I could see it.
I hope you do someday. At any rate, that was the beginning. I sat with the bracelet shining in the sunlight in my hand, and I thought about the wrist, the arm, the woman who wore that circle of gold. And in that moment, she became real to me. Her reality is never diminished. You do understand, don't you, the importance of her mortuary shrine?
Yes, Spencer told me that it will be the most important event in Egyptology in this half a century.
The boxes containing her sarcophagus. The sarcophagus with her mummy, wrapped in linen, adorned with jewels. I don't want anyone else to open that shrine.
I understand that. Are you at all in awe of the curse?
No. Marie Curie does not need to be protected from me. I believe the curse was designed to take care of Middle Kingdom grave robbers.
And where was she last buried?
No one knows exactly. There is fragmentary evidence, which I believe to be accurate, that the shrine was removed from the original tomb to thwart grave robbers and the tomb resealed. The shrine with the mummy was moved several times and was finally uncovered in the 19th century by thieves who took it intact to Greece.
And that's where Spencer's father found it. He told me that story.
If the original tomb was resealed and has not been violated since, it contains treasure beyond anything Carter found in the Valley of the Kings. I believe that's true, but I have no proof. So, for the moment, it's her mortuary shrine that interests me more.
One question.
Of course.
In the course of my investigation, several questions came up about your methods of funding. Words such as opportunistic, unscrupulous, kept turning up. Why don't you comment about that?
At my level, an archaeologist deals with international politics, nationalistic propaganda, treasure hunts with prizes of incalculable value. Human ambition and greed, jealousy and cruelty are unfortunately taken for granted. I've cut a few corners in the course of my career. But I can assure you of this. If I make a commitment to Spencer Smith, I will honor it. Trust me. If Spencer Smith has the mortuary shrine, he needs me. I will protect it. I will protect him. And I will protect Marie Curie.
I believe you.
Falcon Beach. It's a new season with new heat, new drama, and new characters. Check out all the hot bods on Falcon Beach Season 2, Saturday at noon on SoapNet.